Now at 6, the coronavirus pandemic. Mayor de Blasio declaring a state of emergency in New York City. The National Guard arrives in New Rochelle's containment zone as the number of cases continues to rise.
And sports stopped. Only golf and NASCAR have upcoming events, and there'll be no fans at those.
Good evening. I'm Natalie Pascarella.
And I'm David Ushery in for Chuck tonight. The mayor has declared a state of emergency, mainly to take steps to ensure that New Yorkers keep their distance. As the city's testing capacity grows, the number of coronavirus cases climbs, and it is surging.
Let's give you a look at those latest numbers now. There are 362 cases across the tri-state. The majority of those are still in Westchester, although the city is quickly catching up. There are now 29 cases in New Jersey and 5 in Connecticut.
It was another terrible day on the market. Stocks fell so quickly this morning that it triggered a 15-minute halt in trading for the second time this week. By the closing bell, the Dow was down more than 2,300 points, or nearly 10%, the biggest one-day drop since 1987. And with the growing number of cases in the city, there's now a ban on gatherings of more than 500 people, and the show can't go on. Broadway is going dark. News 4's Andrew Siff has a wrap of all that is happening in the city and all that is not happening. Andrew.
David, no question, this is pretty sobering stuff. Starting with this, 95 coronavirus cases in New York City right now. Mayor de Blasio said he predicts it'll be 10 times that amount by next week. In other words, turning the corner on this pandemic is not even close.
This will not be over soon. This is going to be a long, long battle. It's going to be a tough battle.
Acknowledging that coronavirus continues to spread at a terrifying pace, despite modest mitigation efforts, New York turned darkly serious today, shutting down Broadway theaters, Carnegie Hall, the Met Museum, and a vast amount of the cultural lifeblood of the city.
Got to do what's necessary. You know, I think it's the right thing to do. See if we can get this thing stopped.
Governor Cuomo expanded the ban on large gatherings to include new restrictions on medium-sized gatherings.
From 0 to 500, we're reducing the occupancy by 50%.
But from Albany to City Hall, an acknowledgement all of this may not be enough.
We're going to lose some of our fellow New Yorkers. That, unfortunately, is inevitable.
The mayor predicting a staggering 1,000 coronavirus cases by next week, 10 times what we're seeing today. In the weeks ahead, hospitals may need to convert cafeterias and parking lots into triage tents.
The only analogy is war. In a wartime dynamic, you turn all sorts of facilities into something else. You mobilize people.
But New Yorkers looking for optimism can perhaps turn to Christine Nicholas, whose company promotes tourism. She knows the theater district and thousands of jobs are about to take a devastating loss. But she vows they'll bounce back.
We're not relying on goods coming in from China or overseas. We have the seats ready. We have the hotels ready to open up. As soon as we get the all clear, we're going to be there ready to welcome people.
And the mayor has said the reason for these dramatic measures is to preserve the healthcare system, to make sure they can handle what is anticipated to be a huge spike in critical cases in the weeks ahead. We're live at City Hall. Andrew Siff, News 4 New York.
All right, Andrew, thank you. We first saw the aggressive measure in Westchester County, where Governor Cuomo's containment zone is now in effect. Healthy people can still move in and out of the area. The National Guard is there, though, not enforcing checkpoints. They're helping to hand out food and supplies. Starting tomorrow, all public schools in New Rochelle will be closed through March 25th. News 4's Mark Santia is there. Mark, give us a sense of how people are dealing with this containment zone.
Yeah, David, people are remaining positive. I'm going to step out and give you a live look at a new development here. Multiple government sources confirmed to myself and my colleague, Andrew Siff, that starting tomorrow, Glen Island Park here in New Rochelle will become the first public drive-through coronavirus testing facility on the East Coast. Those who are under quarantine in New Rochelle will be tested first, and testing is by appointment only, while down the road, the National Guard is also helping out. No heavy weapons, no barricades, no checkpoints, just food and a reassuring smile. The National Guard handing out meals alongside residents here, helping each other through this time of uncertainty.
It's about 400,000 pounds of food that were distributed. We have 3 sites, New Rochelle High School, our site, and the Municipal Housing Authority.
With all schools in New Rochelle now temporarily closed, these meals will be crucial.
I'm just trying to feed my kids and all, trying to make sure that they good.
Here at Glen Island Park, News 4 has learned this popular place will become a mobile site for coronavirus testing.
Trying to keep as positive as possible.
Speaking with us over video messaging, Josh Berkowitz owns Eat and Walk. The restaurant is inside the containment area. Josh is open for business and delivering food because, well, he can. There are no bans on food service here, although some customers prefer their food left on the front stoop.
They'll see us pull up to the house, but they're usually looking out the front window. We'll drop the food and we'll leave. They'll usually wave to us, thank you, and then we'll head back to the car.
Bag of rice, granola bars inside.
Back to this help center. This scene, more than just meals for Maria Aurelian.
I think it's very good that they're helping because in this moment we have to all be together to fix this problem.
No word on just how long the mobile testing site will be here at Glen Island Park. We're told the National Guard is scheduled to be in New Rochelle until at least March 25th. They will begin serving food again tomorrow at 9 a.m. We're live in New Rochelle. I'm Mark Santia, News 4 New York.
Okay, Mark, thank you for that look at what's happening there. Let's talk about Long Island. The number of cases has grown by more than 24. Nassau County still has the most with 41. Suffolk County has 20, so 61 on Long Island. Suffolk County Executive Steve Bellone has declared a state of emergency there, and at least 7 school districts have closed now because of coronavirus concerns. Today, leaders took urgent measures to respond to the growing pandemic.
And we want everyone to remember, we will get through this, but we need your help. Containing community spread is the best thing that we can do to protect ourselves and to protect our communities.
And County Executive Laura Curran called the outbreak an imminent threat to public health, which allows her now to cancel or postpone events.
Okay, sports fans, the coronavirus is shutting down nearly all sports. MLB, MLS, the NHL, the NBA, they are all suspending their seasons. And the NCAA tournament, that's canceled too. Only the PGA is still playing, but without any golf fans in attendance. We want to get over to News 4's anchor Bruce Beck here to break all this down for us. Bruce, a lot happening today.
Natalie, the sports landscape has been altered like never before. With the NCAA tournament less than 1 week away, opening day in Major League Baseball just 2 weeks away, and the NBA and NHL playoffs just around the corner, the coronavirus has shut the door on all of them. March Madness is off. The NCAA canceled the men's and women's basketball tournaments. This after players were pulled off the hardwood at conference tournaments all over the country today, including here at Madison Square Garden at halftime of a Big East tournament game.
We do not want to be imprudent as it relates to the safety of our participants and our fans. And it's terrifying, frankly, what's evolving.
The Yankees were still on the field today in Florida, facing the Nationals in West Palm Beach when they got the news. Major League Baseball canceled the rest of spring training. Opening day will be delayed by at least 2 weeks.
The Yankees beat the Nationals 6-3, and now we can only hope for the best and hope for baseball sometime very soon.
The NHL put its season on pause. Their goal is to resume play when the time is appropriate. The NBA season was already suspended last night.
This is something out of a movie, and you just don't expect it to happen in real life, but that's the randomness of the world we live in, and so it's stunning.
Today, a second Utah Jazz player tested positive for the coronavirus, New York native and NBA All-Star Donovan Mitchell.
At this point in time, PGA Tour events across all tours will currently proceed as scheduled, but will do so without fans.
One of the few sports still playing is golf. The Players' Championship is ongoing at TPC Sawgrass in Florida, with fans closely following the action today. However, starting tomorrow, the events will take place without any sort of gallery for at least a month. NASCAR is also proceeding to hold events without fans, but think about this. March Madness, one of the greatest spectacles in all of sports, has been knocked out, and the 4 major professional sports leagues in North America have been silenced. For how long is anyone's guess. David and Natalie.
Incredible. Bruce Beck, thank you.